My journey to Miss New York didn't follow the script, but it was written perfectly for me. I have learned that what is meant for you will never pass you by. Sometimes it takes longer than you dream, sometimes it arrives in ways that you never expected, but it always finds you when you're ready. Today, I get to say those words I have always dreamed of. I am Miss New York 2025, and this is just the beginning. Hi friends! If you don't follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you probably are very shocked at the title of this video hitting your YouTube inbox. Today, I'm going to lay everything out for you guys. I always want to be as transparent as possible, and the main reason why I am making this video is to make sure that my story is told by me and is not being transformed into what other people assume online and what they want it to be. So I am sitting down with you guys today to tell you all about the journey, behind the scenes things that I never talked about at Miss New York, how we got here, and YouTube is where I really get to share my heart. So today I want to tell you the full story and officially announce that I am Miss New York, which is so nuts. I think it finally started hitting me today. Like, first off, this sash is so heavy and it's so pretty, and now we get to do this year together. I'm just gonna be getting ready for the day. I have nothing to get ready for, so I have a ton of time just to chit chat with you guys, fully sit down and open up, because you have been here through so many of my big life moments and events, and I really truly hope that you know that you guys inspire me in so many different ways. The outpouring love and support and just kind words that I have received on social media the past 24 hours has been actually so insane, and this little village that we built together has just been such a huge blessing in my life, and I hope that you guys know that, every single one of you who watch my videos and like it or comment or send it or whatever. It truly helps in so many different ways, and Lemon is going to be here playing probably for this video. So let's just jump right on into it. I need to know everyone's drink of choice. I have this pumpkin cream cold brew that has now fully dissolved all of the ice. I got this a couple of hours ago. I actually just filmed a hair tutorial, or let me say I'm in the middle of the hair tutorial on how I do like my curls. Lemon is wanting to play fetch. If there is one thing that I have taken away from this, is that what is for you truly will never pass you by. The amount of things that had to happen to have this happen is crazy. Is actually crazy. So let's go back to where it started, shall we? Because if you're curious on the pageant content, I vlogged so much leading up to Miss New York. Did I ever expect or think that I was going to compete in Miss New York? No. Okay, this is such a God thing. So let's flash back to February of 2025. Or no, actually January. Let's flash back to January of 2025. I am watching the Miss America pageant, and it just feels different. I don't know why. Like, my heart just feels different. Everything towards like Miss America just felt different to me. I have competed in different pageant organizations. You guys know that. It is completely open for you to watch on my channel. And I text my pageant coach, and I started asking questions about the Miss America organization, because to be honest, I was completely intimidated. I felt like everyone who did the Miss America organization had been in it for years. I was scared to be like the newcomer. The interview is 10 minutes for Miss, and that also frightened me because I knew that they could ask literally any sort of questions and it could get very heavy. So I just started asking questions here and there about Miss America. For the whole month of January, I just had it on my heart that I should compete for Miss New York. And I can't really even explain where or how, why this feeling came over me. But when I tell you, I have never felt this strongly or this strong of an urge before, other than when Will and I were going to move to Los Angeles, and all of a sudden I was like, something came over me and I was like, we're not supposed to move here. Like, I can't explain it. It was just such a heavy pull on my heart. Also, I am self-tanned, so I will be matching my tan to my face. I'm going to try and go back in my videos and see if I actually filmed it. I don't know if I talked about it or posted about it. It's hard to keep track of what I've told you guys because I post 2 videos a week every single week, and I have for the past 6 years. So there's a lot of things that have happened, but there was just such a strong urge and pull. And when I was talking to my coaches about it, I was like, I can't describe it. I just feel like I'm supposed to be there and I'm supposed to compete. I don't know. So I started looking into it, and the only option that I had was to do the digital submission, which again is already on my channel because I love sharing these moments with you guys and just sharing my life in general. All of the local competitions were over. They had no other option, and the deadline was quickly approaching for the digital submission. I was so scared. I was so scared. I had never done an interview like this. I hadn't done a talent that actually counted towards the crown. Like, I've only done it like for funsies, like little side competitions. It really made me dive more into a lot of things that I wasn't used to doing. And if you're new here, I base my whole entire YouTube channel on the quote, "Be the girl that just went for it." I have tried to live by that as much as possible and do things that scare me and do things that I might not be good at first, but I'm willing to learn and work towards a goal that I have for myself. And my goal with that was to let others see, hey, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be new. It's okay to not be the best at something. Just put yourself out there, because you never know what is waiting for you and what you really might enjoy. Because trust, there were several times throughout this process that I was like, I can't do this. I'm not good enough for this. I'm not talented enough for this. I don't know enough to go into an interview. And that was just the quote that I always stuck by, was just go for it. Just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? They tell you no? Okay, go for it. I obviously get my digital title, and something that really drew me into the Miss America organization was the community service aspect of it. I've talked a little bit about pageant stereotypes, and pageants aren't just about gowns and crowns. People picture sparkles and spray tans, and yes, we compete on stage. We wear sparkles, we wear gowns, we get our hair and makeup done, but at the heart of it, pageants are about community. Women uplifting other women, using their platforms to change lives, hours of service work, public speaking, confidence, perseverance, turning your nerves into courage in a way. And I will say, every other pageant that I've done, they just never really cared about community service. Like, yes, that was an aspect of it, but it wasn't the heart of it, if that makes any sense. I've been very open that I have endometriosis, and I had my surgery last year, and ever since having that surgery and opening up to you guys, that was another thing that was really heavily put on my heart, was that I wanted to speak more about endometriosis, and I just felt like this was the perfect opportunity to. So within Miss America, you have a CSI, which is a community service initiative. Basically, your platform that you will be donating to, fundraising for, volunteering for, like where you're pouring your heart and soul into, that is your CSI. So my CSI was endo. As a local title holder, I was Miss Metropolitan. I was able to fundraise $1,000 for the Endometriosis Foundation of America. I also secured a partnership with them as a local title holder. And I also, with you guys' help, donated over 12,000 menstrual products to youth shelters here in New York, in Manhattan, Queens, Harlem, and Brooklyn. Do you see her playing? This is hilarious. I love how she's also giving you like side entertainment. Every girl who competes pours their all into this. It is months of work, service, hours, training, prepping. Every girl is deserving of the crown. You pour so much into it, and you also win a local before even going on to your state. So you are already a winner walking in. We obviously have Miss New York after all of the months of prep that everyone has done to compete. And when I get there, I just feel so welcomed. Like I mentioned earlier, I was scared because I felt like everyone who had been doing this had been doing it since they were little, because you can be in the Miss America organization very young. They have like the Little Sisters program. So if you guys did watch my video, I had Empire Stars. So that's basically like the mentorship program of Miss America, which is really fun. You get to have, like, if you do have little sister, your actual little sister in it, or if you have like little girls that you babysit, girls in your school, like they can be part of the organization very early on. And even though a lot of these girls had been in this organization since they were little, or just competing for several years, they were so kind and welcoming to me. I have opened up a lot about how pageants aren't always nice, or like the girls in pageants aren't always nice. I have been sabotaged, I have been backstabbed, I have been lied to, like things have just happened in the past where it is really scary going into that environment knowing what has happened before. So obviously I had my guard up, but it was such a different environment and I can't even explain it. It was just a sisterhood automatically on how uplifting everyone was. You guys saw my roommate Candace, and Candace was like my #1 supporter throughout the whole entire week. Like she was just pouring into me the whole time. Is your foot stuck? There you go. Oh my goodness. Like if you know Candace, you love Candace. Candace is just such a girl's girl, and it was so great after a long day of rehearsal and prepping to compete for Miss New York, getting back into our room and having fun debriefs, or like both of us sleeping in our bonnet, like a face mask on, just like chit-chatting, debriefing about the day, eating snacks in our bed. Like it was just such a great environment, and truly one of the best weeks that I've had was competing at Miss New York. Yes, it was stressful. It was scary to a point. I doubted myself so many times, but overall it was just such a fun experience. I went in with the goal of wanting to make top at Miss New York. I still wanted to win Miss New York, obviously. I'm not going to be pouring in all these hours of training and prepping. Like, leading up to Miss New York, I was in sessions 3 times a week preparing for interview, talent, walking. Like, there were so many things and like moving pieces of it all, I guess is what I'm trying to explain. Where obviously I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't want to win, right? But I went in with the goal of I want to make it into finals night. I want to compete again. I obviously got to compete again, sing my song again, walk on stage, and then they cut it down to 5. I make it into the top 5. That was just a full pinch me moment. I was so proud of myself. I could see Will. I don't know if I told you guys this or not, so I will tell you maybe again. So we go in and wait. No, I'm getting confused. Was this on prelim night? I think this may have been on prelim night. So before finals even happened, you guys are asking why I didn't put my answers to the questions on the vlog. And the main reason was a lot of the time I will do like a reaction video, like reacting to my Miss New York videos or reacting to whatever. So I wanted to save those answers for when I actually do that video. But it also had to deal with the fact that I was not proud of my answers that I was saying. Like, I think I did good. I just knew in my heart I could have done better. My question was, what stakeholders do you need to secure to promote your CSI or something along the sort? All you need to know is stakeholder. They don't let you read the question. They read it to you. In my mind, I'm like, stakeholder. I'm thinking of like a fillet, like something to hold a state. I'm like, what? And I'm like, maybe she said stakeholder, right? Like the governor or I don't know. I repeat that word back to her and I'm like, stakeholder? And she's like, stakeholder. I grab the mic and I'm like, stakeholder.
Who are the key stakeholders you need to engage to take the next steps with your social impact initiative? You said stakeholders.
And I answered the question somehow correctly. I kind of tried to use context clues. I thought I completely blew it. I was so mortified afterwards. I came off of the stage and I was like, what is a stakeholder? Maybe you guys know what a stakeholder is. I never heard the word before until I was asked that on the Miss New York stage. So anyways, back to finals night. You obviously form connections and relationships with these girls because you are doing long hours of rehearsal. Like, you're all competing for the same thing, yes, but it never felt like cutthroaty, true, like, horrible competition. And someone said it best, and I'm so sorry if you're one of the girls watching and you said this. I cannot remember who told me this, but they said, this organization is the true epitome of, if it's not me, I really hope it's you. And I'm like, that is such a great way to put it, because I felt that too. I'm like, yes, I want this so bad. I want to serve New York and I want to compete at Miss America, and that would be amazing. But if not me, I really hope it's you. Obviously, the crowning happens. Your girl still gets a placement, obviously, within Miss New York, but I don't win. It wasn't a tough pill to swallow by any means. Was I a little bit disappointed? Sure. However, I'm coming home with several new best friends, a really great experience, a time that I'm going to be talking about on social media for you guys to see and be able to share all of this, or maybe you want to compete in the Miss America organization and another organization. Doesn't matter. Just putting yourself out there, showing you that you can do things. You can go out there, you can just do it. Look, I had a fat Big Mac the night of Miss New York finals. After everything was said and done, I was on cloud 9. Okay, you cannot be mad when you have a Big Mac in your hand, is all I'm trying to say. And like I said earlier, I wanted to make this video to tell my story because it's my story to tell. I'm not telling other people's stories. Not my circus, not my monkey. You guys know we had to have a recrowning for Miss New York. I vlogged it. So Cassie was originally the first runner-up, and she had the opportunity to take over the role of Miss New York leading into Miss America. We were all so excited for her. Like, we have a group chat still that we talk in with the girls who competed for Miss New York, and it was just so uplifting the whole time. No matter what happened, we were always just trying to uplift and encourage anyone that we could. We have the crowning ceremony. It was so beautiful. Cassie got her crowning moment, which obviously wasn't the same because Cassie did not get crowned on the Miss New York stage. She had to have a separate crowning moment. We were all there for her, singing with her, there for her. Like, we try to make this like as realistic as possible for our Cassie. So Miss America comes by. Miss America, like the finals night, was September 7th. And obviously all of us are cheering Cassie on, keeping up with everything. Miss America is like my Super Bowl, right? Like I was watching Miss America, and people started texting me out of the blue. Like I've never thought about this being a potential possibility of me becoming Miss New York. People started texting me and they're like, so if Cassie wins Miss America, what if you become Miss New York? So many people in my life were texting me this, and I'm like, I don't know. Like obviously I'm cheering for Cassie to win, as you would for your friend, but it was such a far out thing. Like, I'm sorry, winning Miss America, like that is a huge accomplishment and is quite frankly a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's not something to be taken lightly, like, oh yeah, she might just win Miss America. Like that's just not what I'm thinking of. Well, God knew what he was doing. And lo and behold, on September 7th, Cassie wins Miss America. Like such a prestigious title. She is crowned Miss America. First off, I'm like getting the chills talking about it. She is getting her crowning moment that she never got to have back in July. Everyone is rooting for her. There's so many people uplifting her. It was just, oh my gosh. I actually posted my reaction to Cassie winning Miss America on YouTube Shorts if you want to see it. Crazy. And if you're not from America, you may not know like how prestigious and iconic it is to be Miss America. Miss America has been around for decades, okay? There was so much speculation online once Cassie got crowned, and I was not the next person in line. So I was not going to be offered up the position first. So basically how it happens was if the winner cannot fulfill her duties, or if she wins Miss America, obviously, the next girl in line has the opportunity to step into the position. This goes with any major big pageant. They always do like this whole spiel before they announce the winner, like first runner up, blah, blah, blah. So by Cassie winning Miss America, that means she is no longer Miss New York. And Miss New York does a lot in her year. You have to think about it. Like it's a scholarship program. Miss New York still needs to make these appearances. She needs to be working with the sponsors. Whereas Cassie is now Miss America. She has her own things that she now has to do on a much larger scale. A few days go by after Miss America, and obviously it's in my head that this could potentially be mine. However, I just truly didn't think that it would ever happen that way. I was praying about it a lot, and I say this prayer to God a lot, and I'm like, God, bless me with it or save me from it. It was just like the nights leading up, and I just kept getting like, okay, well, it's not mine. Like it's been a few days. There is just no way that the title is mine. Because also keep in mind, by taking over this position of Miss New York this year, since Cassie just won Miss America, you will not have the opportunity to go to Miss America because you are stepping into the role mid-year. Even though I'm going to have a full year pretty much as Miss New York, I won't have the opportunity to go to Miss America. However, if you don't know, I recently got engaged a few weeks after competing for Miss New York. And once I got engaged, I just assumed that my pageant journey was over. And also this upcoming year was my last year of eligibility, and it wasn't even supposed to be my last year of eligibility. We found out the morning of our Miss New York interviews that Miss America had raised the age one more year. So I would have one more year to compete and put it all out on the line to see if I could win and move on to Miss America. However, I knew that my ring probably would be a really big reason why maybe I wouldn't win. You can still be engaged and be a title holder. You cannot be married. And I just had it so set in my head that I'm not going to go back. I am just going to be planning my wedding and, you know, just see like maybe I can do something for the pageant like this year without competing. Like I fully made up my decision that it was over. My opportunity had passed. It was not meant for me. Last Friday happened. I'm getting ready for the Sherry Hill show. And all of a sudden I get a phone call, and keep in mind, my phone is never on the ringer. It annoys Will so much. He's like, why don't you have your ringer on? Like you work from home. Why don't you have your ringer on? My phone was on the ringer. I don't know why it was on the ringer. Fabulous from Sharpay Evans starts playing in a distant room across the apartment. And Will just got home, and I jokingly said, haha, this is so funny. It's going to be them offering me up the position of Miss New York. Completely joking, by the way, because I just felt like it was a spam call. I look at my phone. It's a number I don't recognize. And I kind of look at Will and I'm like, and my vlog camera was already set up right here because I was filming for New York Fashion Week, which by the way, that vlog will be up on Thursday for you guys who are dedicated to the bit. So I got my reaction and everything on video. So here's me getting the call that I am the new Miss New York. Hello.
Hi, Lauren.
Yes.
Miss New York.
Hi, how are you?
Calling to officially offer you the title of Miss New York 2025. Obviously, we would love to have you. We think you're amazing.
I would absolutely love to take it. Honestly, it was kind of like, if it's meant to be, it will be. I knew that like I had like my last year of eligibility, and then like after getting engaged, I was like, you know, everything is done. And I feel like this is a great way to kind of end out the chapter. So I would absolutely be so honored to do this.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm so happy. Okay. Well, welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. I'll call you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Holy babe!
Babe, I literally made that joke. I was like, oh, ha ha.
So you're Miss New York.
Yeah.
Baby doll.
This actually works out perfect.
Or I'm engaged to Miss New York. I mean, I hit a jackpot, alright?
Babe, this is nuts.
Babe, you're Miss New York. Imagine that. What?
Babe, what? Like I said, so many bizarre, random things that you would joke about happening literally happened to bring us to this moment. So obviously, I still had to go to the Sherry Hill show. I saw Cassie at the Sherry Hill show, and it was just so amazing because she was one of the only people that knew. Obviously, Will knew. He was literally here. Will's not gonna say anything. Who is he gonna tell? The cat? So Cassie knew going into the Sherry Hill show, and I walk into the Sherry Hill show, and she's just always been so encouraging, just has a heart of gold, and just having her there, it was kind of like our little secret. Like, she knew, I knew, Will knew, all before the ruckus of it all and the announcement, everything started to get going. Cassie and I were able to share a moment, and it was just absolutely amazing. It was just so beautiful. I was so excited about everything. As a girl who always dreamed about moving to New York City and chasing my dreams here, I just know that younger me is just so proud of us, and I cannot wait to step into this role. I can't wait to talk more about Endo on this level, the appearances, the service, and this has just been a huge blessing that just got introduced into my life when I truly never expected it to. So, another fun fact I wanted to share with you guys. Last December, the end of December, I made my 2025 vision board. I don't know how I wasn't gonna make a vision board. Okay, y'all were harping on me to make this vision board. You guys loved the vision board video, and I was like, okay, I'll make it. And I hung it up where I saw it every single day. And I noticed something right after Miss New York. The thing about vision boards, or at least my vision boards, is things that actually happen and, you know, are presented to you in your life. It's never in the way that you expect it to happen. Like, it's always just so interesting to sit back and look at your vision board, or at least that's how I feel. I like going back and looking at it. So I put this whole section together for like acting and singing, which the singing, yes, I got to do that on the Miss New York stage, and now I get to do that more as Miss New York as well, which is so exciting. So like, yes, that was part of the vision board, even though I didn't know I was actually going to compete for Miss New York. However, the little script literally says live on it. I just picked that because I thought it would be easy to cut out for the vision board and kind of fit the vibe. And my song for Miss New York was called Live Out Loud, and it was all about like living your truth, being a voice, being who you are no matter what other people tell you. So I noticed that like right after New York, I was like, whoa, I did not realize that that had live on it. Like, kind of like, you know, I don't know if that is special to anyone else. I thought it was cool. So I did put on my vision board back in January the New York pageant section. Okay, and if you go back, you would know that I wanted to go back and compete for Miss New York USA. I had a great experience there. I enjoyed it, and that was kind of where my heart was at the time. I was like, I want to go back to Miss New York USA. So I put these pictures on my vision board for the Miss New York USA sash. It says Miss New York USA because that's your title, obviously. The way I put it on my vision board, I cut off the USA part of it. So it literally just says Miss New York. And then the one underneath it is another sash that just says New York on it. It had nothing to do with any specific organization, just New York. When I accepted the role, they were wanting to do like a photo post of like my headshot to announce it, and I was like, I think we should do a video. I was like, one thing about me is I love the content. Obviously, I do this full time, and I was like, I really think we could put together a reel and it'd be good. So we filmed the announcement reel, which you can see on my Instagram and TikTok, and also like cute little edits that I've been putting together that literally made me teary-eyed. We shot that reel the morning of the announcement. Like, the announcement was going to be that night, and that morning, my friend Martha and I, shout out to her, she literally delivered and edited all of this same day for me. We went into Times Square and shot everything we needed to. It was like so top secret. I was like, no one knows. No one knows I'm walking around and that I'm like, it's not officially announced that I Miss New York yet. But I also already got to meet people in Times Square, obviously, take pictures with people. It was so amazing and so sweet. And then since yesterday was the announcement, I stopped. Y'all are gonna crack up. For those of you, like, if you've been following me for a while, you guys know I love rats, specifically the subway rats. Okay, I always look for them. I always like cheer them on. Look at what I got. Hold on. Okay, so meet Regina, the rat. Oh my gosh, like, first off, she's so stinking cute. But I'm like, this is gonna be my partner in crime for my year as Miss New York. Like, every Miss New York needs a rat. Guys, I'm not kidding. Will walked in and started laughing so hard because we've seen this little jelly cat for a while, and I've always been like, I want this rat jelly cat. I love rats. And I'm like, this is so cute. And now we have Regina. So I feel like any sort of like fun appearance or things that I do, obviously, like, she's not gonna come out unless I'm meeting children. Like, you know, traveling and things like that. I think this would be like a fun little companion to have in my suitcase for me. You know, Regina's just gonna peek over right here for right now. Thank you guys so much for being just so supportive, so sweet. Like, it has just been so incredible seeing all the love that you guys have. It's such an honor to represent New York, and I do not take this title lightly at all. I am so excited to share my year with you guys. Also, on my vision board that I just noticed, I put on there, that dream was planted in your heart for a reason, and it just kind of goes back to feeling just so strongly back in January of wanting to do this for some unknown reason that I didn't know, and I hope this gave you a little bit of like an insight about what's been going on, what has happened. My life is already crazy, but I feel like it's going to get even crazier with this, so obviously you guys are here along for the ride. What is meant for you truly will never pass you by, even when you think that it's impossible and that the opportunity has already passed. Things can truly happen overnight. So if you're watching this and your dreams have taken longer than what you had hoped, hold on. They will meet you exactly where you are supposed to be, exactly when you are supposed to be there. For me, that moment is right now, and I'm so honored to step into this role as Miss New York. And in the words of Elle Woods, we did it! I love you guys so much. I'm so excited to represent New York this next year and bring you along for the journey. You can also follow along on my journey on TikTok, Instagram, and obviously future YouTube vlogs about my year. I am so excited. Just like really fully hit the ground running, try and make the most of this time as I can. This is truly a once in a lifetime opportunity, and you guys get to be part of it and be part of my story with this too. If you've made it this part of the video, comment down all of the New York emojis, the Statue of Liberty, the taxi, the apple, the rat for Regina. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to join the family, you can click that subscribe button also. I love you guys so much, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Officially signing on as your Miss New York. Bye! 'Cause you know that I'm